Welcome back to WhatsHot. Last week, the global leader of ISKCON, or the Krishna Consciousness Movement, was in Delhi. Our economic policy editor Vivian Fernandez caught up with him to discuss the business of God.
Welcome to WhatsHot. I am Vivian Fernandez, and with me is Gopal Krishna Goswami, the global head of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Your Holiness, thank you very much for joining us. So you are an economist, you are a student of management studies from Sorbonne University. How do you apply the principles that you have learned to your organization, which is essentially spiritual, it's non-economic?
The beauty of Krishna consciousness is that whatever ability man has, whatever skills he has, can all be used to serve the Lord. Just like you see over here, nice dioramas. They're done by people who had these skills. So similarly, we have people with scientific background, with business background, who are using their vast learning to serve the mission of the Lord.
So corporations exist to maximize profits. That's how they perpetuate themselves. What drives organizations like yours? Is it the desire to enlarge memberships, to save lives?
Our organization primarily is aimed at doing welfare work for society. We believe that welfare work has to be done in two areas. One is material welfare, and another service that we do is lifting the morality and character of the people. Everyone knows that by and large people today are unhappy. And what's the root cause? The root cause is lack of spiritual education. Corporations and governments can only contribute if there's some ethics.
So in our country, since reforms began, the government has been involved in trying to raise the level of income of the people, in trying to reduce inequality. Now, are you saying that material enrichment is anathema to spiritualism? How do you improve the gross national contentment, as a former finance minister put it?
Just raising the incomes of peace society is not going to satisfy people. I travel and interact with people of the first world countries around the world, and by and large people are unhappy everywhere. In addition to the economic reforms, we also need spiritual reform, a spiritual awareness, cultural awareness about the values of life.
So would you cast your lot with political parties that have an overt religious orientation?
We don't really cast our lot with any political party. We're completely apolitical. We would cast our lot with anybody who's a genuine follower of the teachings of God, as revealed in the bona fide scriptures. We're not fanatics either.
Mm-hmm. So how would you measure the success of your own organization? Because corporations, for example, they have something called gross profit.
They see how much profits they make.
Exactly. How do you measure your success? I mean, psychic income. How do you measure it?
We measure our success by seeing the degree to which we carry out the teachings of the Lord, and the degree to which we endeavor to make people aware of the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and the degree to which we're able to take care of society. Even the historians are admitting now that natural disasters that would previously take place once in 30 years are now taking place at the frequency of once every second year now.
I thought there was a more commonplace explanation, and that is global warming.
Global warming. What is global warming the result of? Global warming is the result of mankind's unlimited wants. The earth today is consuming 70% more fuel than what it can hold. And that's contributing to global warming. And whereas if society was more God-centered, you would have the philosophy of simple living, high thinking, and high thinking is what is needed in society today. Today our philosophy is high living and simple thinking.
So unfortunately, the scope of this inquiry is not spiritual, it's much more limited.
No. We are focusing on business.
Yes. Peter Drucker, the management guru who died recently, he's done some seminal work on voluntary organizations, and he had some prescriptions to draw from these organizations for the business community, for the business world. For example, he said that voluntary organizations like yours are better able to engage the enthusiasm of their members. They're able to use their members to be marketers for the organization. You are a manager in your own right. What kind of prescriptions do you have for the business world?
That they, along with their material attempts to expanding their business, increasing the bottom line of their corporations, they should also be God-centered. And they can take guidance from the Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita has a complete solution to all of mankind's economic problems, and I'll be happy to discuss that with anyone from your audience who ever wants to get into this any further.
I'm sure they'll be more than glad to take you up on your offer. One final question, sir. You expanded in the West as an antidote to the prevailing materialism of those times. In India, as India gains materially, are you also expanding in this country? Is your organization growing in this country?
I would think so. It's growing very rapidly because all over the world there are genuine seekers of knowledge. And it's not going as fast as the liquor industry, for example, or the cigarette industry, but it's certainly expanding, and we're getting more and more people, and students and educated people. We have a very vast educated base.
You don't face competition from New Age spiritualism?
No, we are traditionalists. We follow the Bhagavad Gita, the Bhagavatam, we follow the tradition. I'm dressed up in tradition. We lecture in these traditional robes in corporations around the world, and people respect that.
Your Holiness, for making the time and talking to us. Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure. Thank you, Vivian.
Well, that was the ISKCON chief speaking with Vivian of A Higher Consciousness. That's all the time we have for you on WhatsHot tonight. Thanks very much for watching.